Welcome to the Kenya Wantam Movement, or KWM podcast.
Hey there.
Today we're doing a deep dive, really getting into an audacious blueprint for, well, the future of leadership and maybe even society in Kenya.
Yeah, our mission is to sort of pull out the core ideas, the thinking behind it, and crucially, the how, the methods the KWM is proposing.
And what's really interesting is our main source here.
Right, it's not your usual policy paper.
No, exactly. It's this very direct document. It's titled Bold Letter to Former VP Gachagua, Will He Heed the Call? Kenya Wantam Movement, KWM. And it was published July 10th, 2025.
And it reads like a communication full of conviction. It lays out a very, very specific path forward, different from the norm.
Okay, so let's really unpack this thing. It's addressed to former Vice President Gachagua, obviously a major figure known for, let's say, a conventional path of power.
Mm-hmm.
But this letter, it's positioned as much more than just, a political statement.
Right. It's presented as this detailed blueprint for a totally different kind of leadership, grassroots empowerment.
Yeah, the KWM itself calls it a radical shift. And it really makes you, the listener, stop and think about power, about how real change actually happens.
It does. And what's fascinating is how the KWM frames it. They're very clear this isn't like a personal attack on Gachagua.
Right.
It's framed more as a fundamental rethink, a reevaluation of political ambition itself.
Which is a huge departure from how politics usually work.
Absolutely. It's trying to redefine where influence, where change actually comes from. And that name, right, Kenya Wantam Movement. Wantam Notam. It hints right there at this break, this call to rethink what's wanted and maybe what's not wanted anymore in Kenya's politics.
Wantam Notam. Yeah, name for reevaluation. Makes sense.
Exactly.
So our mission today, let's distill what the KWM is really proposing for Kenya's future. How do they actually see this radical shift playing out? What does it look like, practically? Let's dive in.
Okay.
So the absolute core of the KWM message seems to be this radical shift in leadership. And it kicks off with, you can't deny it's provocative. This opening line to former VP Gachagua, the letter just states, flat out, Gachagua, don't run. Not in 2027. Not ever.
Wow. Stark.
Yeah. And again, they frame it not as an attack, but as a clear rejection of, and this is their phrase, recycled candidates shouting tired slogans into microphones.
So it's a statement against the system, essentially, the old script.
Pretty much a complete rejection of that traditional political script we see so often.
And if you put that in the broader context, it really underlines this KWM belief that the old path, the established political route, it's just run its course.
Yeah.
The movement argues that the future isn't found in State House, which, is the traditional seat of power, the goal for so many.
Right, the ultimate prize in conventional politics.
The KWM says no. That's a huge reorientation. They're saying where we think power is, that's not where it really lives anymore.
So where is it then, according to them?
Well, they declare it pretty emphatically. Quote, it's on the streets, on TikTok, in campuses, in informal settlements, and in the voices of a generation that's done being lied to.
Okay, so power is dispersed. It's with the youth, it's online, it's in communities.
Exactly. It highlights this fundamental shift in where they believe real power and lasting change are going to come from, empowering those often overlooked voices.
And that leads straight into this idea they call the upgrade.
Ah, yes, the upgrade.
It's like they're redefining legacy, what it means to leave a mark. The letter actually frames Gachagua stepping aside, not as, being silenced or losing.
Right, not as defeat.
No, but as an upgrade. Like
Yeah.
It's an offer of a different, maybe more impactful legacy than just chasing that top job.
An upgrade. That's an interesting framing.
Yeah, they say explicitly, you don't become a national hero by chasing power.
Yeah.
They're suggesting a way to have lasting influence that, bypasses the whole election cycle.
Which really makes you think, doesn't it? What does earn respect? What leaves a lasting mark?
Exactly.
And the KWM's answer seems to be about earning respect by, quote, walking away when it matters most and building something that lasts longer than convoy sirens and campaign posters.
Something more enduring than the temporary noise of politics.
Precisely. Building something real. They argue Kenya doesn't need another tribal kingpin or billionaire-backed candidate.
Okay, so what does it need then?
According to them, mentorship, courage, training camps, not barazas, those big traditional public meetings.
Right, which can sometimes be more about speeches than substance.
Yeah. They propose strategy sessions under mango trees, not speeches in five-star hotels. So it's not just stepping aside, it's actively channeling that influence differently?
Into tangible, alternative ways of leading, focused on engagement, skill.
Deep engagement, yeah.
Yeah.
Skill building.
And that vision flows right into empowering the youth, giving them, as KWM puts it, the stage. They unpack this with a really direct line. The youth don't want a slogan. They want the stage.
Which is a direct hit against, the superficial stuff we often see in political outreach, just slogans, no substance.
Exactly. And what's compelling is how concrete their suggestions are for actually engaging youth. Practical steps, not just symbols.
They're very specific about what not to do. Like, don't sponsor football tournaments, don't tweet motivational quotes, don't stage donations.
It's a pretty forceful rejection of those kinds of token gestures.
Absolutely. They want real action. Their core call is to open up Wamanyoro, make it the headquarters of Kenya's future, not by branding it, but by making it accessible.
Wamanyoro. That's a community in Vatira, right?
Yeah.
So they're envisioning this specific place as a hub.
Yeah, both literally and symbolically. A physical space for this transformative work they're talking about.
Okay, this is where their vision starts getting really granular. They're pretty audacious, too.
Oh, so?
They specify who they want to let come to Wamanyoro. They're looking for, quote, broke graduates, angry activists, bold TikTokers, unsponsored voices.
Wow, okay, so the authentic voices, often the ones on the margin.
Exactly. A deliberate call for those voices to step up and lead. And the activities they propose there, equally raw, equally real.
Like what?
Create weekend boot camps, run raw town hall debates, no security, no protocol. Just fire, facts, and futures.
Huh. Sounds intense. Like a crucible, really, designed to forge genuine leaders, stripped of all the usual political pretense.
That's the idea, I think. And they argue that that crucible, that intense process, is the way to build a true, untouchable legacy.
Untouchable how?
Well, the KWM argues that training, say, 5,000 youth leaders across Kenya, that generates power no election can take from you.
Ah, I see. It's influence that isn't tied to holding a specific office or winning a vote.
Exactly. It's deeper, more distributed, a network of capable people.
That is a profound shift in thinking about where power comes from.
Yeah, the KWM envisions becoming, quote, untouchable without campaigning, without posters, without begging for endorsements.
So sidestepping the whole traditional electoral machine.
Completely. And the key phrase they use, which really sums it up, I think, is be the man who walked away. Not in shame, in strategy.
Strategy, not shame. That's powerful.
Right. It's presented as this deliberate choice, a path to writing your name into the next 50 years of Kenyan history by focusing on long-term systemic impact, not just short-term wins.
Okay, so this strategic approach, walking away to build something else, that leads to what they call the Wamanyoro Revolution.
Yeah, exactly. They paint this picture, imaginative but also strikingly concrete, of a real revolution, starting right there in Wamanyoro.
Not just a symbol then, but an actual actionable plan.
That's how they frame it. Repeatable. And the details are vivid.
Give me an example.
Okay, they describe weekly activities. Every weekend, 400 youth take boda-bodas to Mathira. The motorbike taxis, very common, accessible.
Right, accessible transport, okay.
They debate, learn budgeting, speak truth without fear. They leave with notebooks, not handouts. They return as leaders, not sycophants.
That paints a very clear picture. Grassroots, skill building, fostering independence, not dependence.
Right.
Breaking that cycle.
Yeah. And what's crucial is their insistence. This is not utopia, it's strategy. It's possible.
So acknowledging it's ambitious, but framing it as practical, doable.
Right. It's about training this army, as they put it, of 5,000 warriors in county assemblies, unions, boards, schools, and online spaces.
An army of leaders, embedded everywhere. A distributed network of influence across society.
Yeah. And they use these really evocative metaphors for the tools needed. Drop the flag. Pick up the chalk. Turn your home into a campus of courage.
Wow. Chalk, not flags. Education, community, not just ceremony.
Exactly. It emphasizes shifting from that top-down ceremonial power to practical, educational, community-based empowerment. They call it gritty, unsponsored, offline nation building.
Offline nation building. Interesting.
No rehearsals, no rehearsed speeches, just real people, real talk, real power. It's a blueprint for, well, authentic bottom-up change, built on direct connection.
Okay, so if that's the vision, this profound shift, it naturally leads them to advise a completely different game plan for leaders, right?
Totally. They give this advice, specifically mentioning Ruto, but applicable more broadly. Stop competing with Ruto. Outlive him instead.
Meaning? Don't play the same old political game.
Exactly. It's not about traditional rivalry. It's about changing the rules of engagement altogether.
And this connects back to that idea of nation building, doesn't it?
How so?
Well, the core idea they push is don't run for state house. Build state makers.
Build state makers. Okay, unpack that.
It's a really key distinction. It suggests true leadership isn't just about occupying the big office.
Right.
It's about cultivating a whole generation of people who are equipped to actually shape and improve the state, the country, from all sorts of positions within society, way beyond just formal government roles.
Well, I get it. Equipping people to make change wherever they are.
Precisely. And this alternative campaign they envision, it looks radically different.
No rallies, no poster.
Pretty much, they say, no banners, no fuel guzzlers, just you, a whiteboard, and youth hungry for transformation.
Campaigning for the country by investing in its people, not campaigning for yourself.
That's the idea. It challenges that whole resource-heavy, personality-driven campaign model we're so used to.
Okay, this whole transformative vision then, it seems to culminate in this idea of writing a new script for Kenya.
Because, as they state very emphatically, the old script has failed. Write a new one.
It's a powerful call, really. Abandon the narratives, the approaches that just aren't working anymore.
And they outline some clear principles, tenets for this new script.
Such as?
Instead of asking to lead, ask to support. Instead of talking about your past, talk about their future, the youth's future.
Shift the focus.
Yeah, and crucially, instead of just preaching unity, teach accountability.
Teach accountability. That's practical.
It suggests building a different foundation for how politics works, empowering others, fostering responsibility.
A huge part of that new script is equipping youth with actual skills.
Yes, practical, tangible skills. They list things like teaching youth, oratory, budgeting, negotiation, resistance, service, loyalty to the people, not to parties.
Wow, that's quite a curriculum. Oratory, budgeting, resistance.
Right. The goal, they say, is to help them survive politics without selling their souls. Which is, I mean, a pretty powerful and practical aim given how tough politics can be.
Definitely. And there's this other concept here that's really insightful, the idea of multiplying leadership.
Ah, yes. Explain that.
They state, you're not being asked to disappear. You're being asked to multiply.
Multiply. Meaning?
Meaning, step back so others can rise. Give your wisdom, not your mistakes. Share your insight, not your ego. Let them take your fire and start their own.
Like lighting other torches from your own flame?
Exactly. The source doesn't diminish. The light just spreads exponentially.
A philosophy of exponential impact. One leader empowering countless others.
Right. And the ultimate goal isn't just, one name on the presidential ballot.
Okay.
No, it's 1 million names on ballots across every county.
1 million names. That truly reframes the whole scale of political ambition. Broad distributed power, not concentrated authority.
That's the path they lay out. Maybe not the presidency, but they suggest other roles, the producer's seat, the elder's bench, the strategist's cave.
Roles of deep influence, even without the traditional titles.
Yeah. And this whole big vision, all these ideas, they boil it down to a remarkably direct call to action.
Which is?
No more excuses, just open the gate.
Simple, direct, immediate.
Powerful, right? A challenge to anyone who could facilitate this kind of transformation.
And connecting that to the bigger picture, it really emphasizes that raw, fearless organizing they talked about.
Absolutely. Open the gate at Wamanyoro with no gate fees, no branding, no filters, just raw, fearless organizing.
Strip away the pretense, allow for genuine, unfiltered connection and creation.
And the idea is that change then spreads organically, virally almost.
Oh.
From village to village, voice to voice, not from press briefings, but from word of mouth.
Authentic connection, trust built at the community level.
That's it. The KWM seems to believe that real power, lasting power, comes not in titles, but in trust. Not in authority, but in authenticity.
Trust and authenticity as the foundation.
It's quite a vision. This deep dive into the Kenya Wantam Notam movement's ideas. It certainly offers a compelling alternative to business-as-usual politics.
It really does.
And look, if this vision resonates with you, if you're inspired by this idea of building a new generation of leaders, maybe getting involved, well, the KWM encourages participation.
Yeah, absolutely. They want people to get involved. The place to go is www.wantamnotam.com.
Right. Visit www.wantamnotam.com. You can create an account there, start sharing your own ideas that you think can help change your village, your city, your nation.
It's an open invitation to contribute.
So, thinking about all this, what does it really mean for the future of leadership? The KWM presents this picture focused on mentorship, radical youth empowerment.
And building a legacy based on distributed influence, not just grabbing the top spot.
Yeah, it's a call to completely reframe what success in public life even looks like.
And it definitely raises a huge question for all of us, doesn't it? What if the greatest act of leadership isn't actually stepping into power, but stepping aside strategically to empower countless others?
That's a provocative thought.
It is. The KWM really challenges us to redefine power. Are we just electing stateholders, people who occupy office? Or are we cultivating state makers, people who transform society from the ground up, from everywhere?
State makers versus stateholders. That's a powerful distinction. Building a movement, a force for change across society, not just focusing on one election.
Exactly. Their approach really emphasizes that lasting change comes from equipping a new generation, giving them the skills, the courage, the platform to lead right where they are in their own communities.
Creating that ripple effect across the whole nation.
It's a different kind of revolution, really, built on trust, authenticity.
And that idea of decentralized empowerment.
Yeah. It's a profound shift. Moving away from thinking about leadership as a scarce resource, only a few top spots, towards an abundance of empowered people, ready and able to build the nation.
Without needing that single figurehead. Empowering communities to find their own answers, grow their own leaders.
From within.
Well, to learn more, and maybe even join this dynamic movement, the website again is www.wantamdotum.com.
That's www.wantamnotam.com.
You can connect there, contribute your ideas, and be part of building, well, what they hope is a brighter future for Kenya.
Check it out.
Thank you for listening to the Kenya Wantam Movement, KWM podcast.
Until next time.
Keep digging deep.